will be to step up the game, to carry home the responsibility of making this team get beyond the group phase. That's your responsibility, and your bills on the coach to drum it in their ears that you have played in this World Cup before. It's not. You are not going there as if you are going to be overwhelmed by stage fright by the occasion. No, this is what I'm talking about. 2010 we had Falconets. This is our first under 20 World Cup. Yeah, but in 2012 she showed that quality. She carried it, even though she was never the captain of that team, but she carried the team. So that's what some of the girls who have been part of the World Cup.
This is the last edition.
Yeah, this is the build up to
our own goal.
To our own goal.
We had plenty of ball possession. We had plenty of opportunities to score, but we needed. I mean, it was a snapshot, as the commentator said, to get even. But we created plenty of chances in this game, and maybe we should have done.
I'm enjoying this build up. I'm enjoying this build up.
Okay, I think the ball falls to her kindly, and that was the finish. Beautiful goal. Beautiful goal. But a 1-1 draw is a fair result, but they have to step up their game going to the next game. Benovia will go for Nigeria?
Yes.
Yeah, and of course, the girls will dance. We're about to see a lot more of these dance steps during the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup, and we wish the girls the best of luck. But let's talk about the results of games played yesterday. No games today. Yes. Today is rest day. Action will resume tomorrow. But you can fill us in with the result. Our group?
We have our group. So we have England playing at 1-1 draw. Nigeria, Mexico, we just saw that game, a 1-1 draw. So it's all even the points in our group. Every team has 1 point. England.
We are playing from Group C. And the correction yesterday, I thought that New Zealand and Paraguay were in our group. It was a slip. Nigeria, Mexico, England and South Korea. And all games, the 2 games, 1-1.
So at least it's a fair result for Nigeria.
Everything to play for.
In the second game. In Group D, France was emphatic 5-1 victory over Costa Rica. New Zealand defeating Paraguay 2-0. So that's in Group D. That's the group we're going to meet in the quarterfinals.
Wow. So we have to do all we can to avoid the French.
The French, they've been very good. They've been very brilliant. Even I think that was one they beat us. That was in 2008.
Yeah.
So we can't.
It's a solid team.
It's a solid team.
It's a solid French team. All right. So that's it for you. Nigeria up to a draw in the first game against Mexico, and before we think about going to meet anybody in Group D,
we have to win our next 2 games.
We should just think of qualifying from this group, topping the group, and see how far our girls will go. So once again, we wish them the best of luck and hope that they can get something done for Nigeria. From the girls, under-20 girls, let's talk about the under-20 boys. Dumnodi, Manu Garba and his boys, they are in camp, getting ready for the African Youth Championship. We are up against Lesotho, and Manu Garba has gone a step further. They played the friendly today, hammered the team 7-1.
7-1, that's an Abuja-based team.
And Manu Garba says he has settled down on playing this qualifier against Lesotho without the big boys, as we said on the show yesterday.
Yes, of course. We mentioned the fact that playing at this level, you can't get all your players,
all the big boys,
because they are going to be at the club, and some of these clubs want to hold them back.
And
so
they are not FIFA.
We have only just 2 of them.
Window.
We have the 2 of them available for this game. Of course, Tawo Awoniyi and Musa Mohammed, who plays in football in Turkey, and Tawo plays in Sweden, and the others are player based in Nigeria. And that's the beauty when you build your team around players in Nigeria, because you know at the under 17 level you can get players. Under 20, once they get to Europe, you can't get the guarantee that this player
because some of these qualifiers do not fall on FIFA windows.
And these guys, the kind of contract they have and the kind of their status they are being accorded at their club. You can see Kelechi Iheanacho finished on the under 17 World Cup last year. Now he's going on tour with the senior team of Manchester City. So you can't expect Manchester City to just allow him go. Even if he's going to be loaned to another club, that club won't just allow him go to attend tournament like this. So that's the danger. So for Manu Garba, yes, we work with the guys who are in Nigeria, and some of them you can expect that those guys have shown that they can step up their game and they can deliver the goods. Let's see what happens on August 16 in Kaduna against Lesotho in the first leg.
All right, so we are playing Lesotho August 16. Venue will be Ahmadu Bello Stadium in Kaduna. We wish Manu Garba and his boys the best of luck. I have confidence in that team, and I like the way Manu Garba has been going about his work. Very hard-working coach. Playing plenty of friendly games and building confidence in his team. And I'm happy with the fact that he has resigned himself to fate that he's going to play these qualifiers without the big boys. I wish the team the best of luck. All right, let's step up now and talk about the Nigerian Football Federation. hopefully in the next couple of minutes, we'll be online to an executive committee member of the Nigerian Football Federation. But before we do that, let's just tell you that today in Abuja, we told you about it yesterday on this show, that the Nigerian Football Federation Executive Committee will be having a meeting in Abuja. They are supposed to have had this meeting since the beginning of the week. Somehow it didn't happen. It was moved from Monday to Tuesday, from Tuesday now to Wednesday, didn't hold, and eventually it held this morning inside the Glass House in Abuja. But then the summary of all that has come out of the meeting is that there is still a lot of issues that we need to resolve around leadership in the Nigerian Football Federation. The leadership crisis in the Nigerian Football Federation is something that we need to resolve as quickly as possible. And the highlight is the suspension of Barrister Chris Green, Chairman, Technical Subcommittee, and of course Ahmed Fresh, Chairman of the Grassroots Development Committee. And what you can see on your screen is communique from the Congress. I beg your pardon, from the meeting of the Executive Committee. The first one had to do with a minute silence in memory of NFF Executive Committee member Yobelo from Kwara, who passed on. The second one has to be congratulations to Honorable Minister of Sports, Damishi, I beg your pardon, Danagogo, for the Commonwealth Games. The third one, the Effiong Johnson-led subcommittee to reconcile those who have been banned. Prominent members of the Nigerian football family will submit their report, and their report will be considered at the next Executive Committee meeting. And then number 4, for glaring anti-bot activities, a 1-year ban on Alhaji Ahmed Fresh, NFF Executive Committee member from the North Central. And then number 5, it is for reasons of glaring anti-bot activities, 6 months suspension for Chris Green for involvement as well in anti-bot activities. And then, of course, the next meeting, investigations will go on into Alhaji Suleiman Kwande and his involvement as well. So the armor may also fall on him. But those are the things that you are seeing on your screen. But these suspensions do not be pending the ratification by the General Assembly of the Nigerian Football Federation. But we do not know when this ratification will come through and when the General Assembly will hold for these ratifications to go on, whether they are approved, the suspensions are approved or not. Those are issues.
We have two issues put together. That's a double header for the General Assembly. We have the Megalis impeachment and this suspension or overturning of the ban by some respected important members of the football family.
All right. Before we have joining us online now, NFF Executive Committee member Effiong Johnson is also the chairman of chairmen. He joins us on Sports Tonight. Apart from this controversy, we'll stay away from this controversy for a while. Maybe we'll come to them later on. But the most important issue from the communique today of interest to football lovers and the football on the pitch is Stephen Keshi. Chief Effiong Johnson, thank you for joining us. Tell us about Stephen Keshi and what we should expect in the next 1 week.
Well, nice speaking with you. The Executive Committee met today. A committee was constituted by the Executive Committee from that was last week when we met, and to look into either they will re-engage the former coach qualification. They submitted the report, and the Executive Committee looked into it and agreed on the agreement which was brought, and asked the committee to get in touch with you if they will be interested in coaching Nigeria, which we have sent a letter of intent. Then today, the committee had looked into the letter of intent and the former agreement, and the Executive Committee has amended certain things and asked the lawyer to, so that they now look into the agreement and agree on certain things which he and the Executive Committee and the Executive Committee and the board will agree to, based on what is in the agreement for the board to move forward.
Well, we'd like to find out from you, because a lot of Nigerians are interested. Are we absolutely sure that Keshi is resuming work next week? Or what we're going to be having next week are a different round of negotiations and discussions. And some people are also saying that the NFF is also toying with the idea of a caretaker manager for the Super Eagles for the game against Rwanda and South Africa. Is there any truth in that report?